to Art Scene. It is, I'm going to say springtime. It's the very end of winter, which means that it's springtime. And in springtime, your thoughts turn to going outside at the Memphis Botanic Garden. Olivia Wall is with us today. She was here a few months ago. Things are always happening at the Memphis Botanic Garden. Even in the wintertime, you can go out and enjoy it. Olivia, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
You've got a really cool exhibit.
We do. I am so excited. We right now have Thomas Dambo's Trolls Save the Humans. It just opened this month. It's here through May 21st. It is absolutely magical.
Okay, so trolls. Why trolls?
Trolls, well, the trolls are on a mission to help save the humans and live a little bit more sustainably to help save the environment. And these wonderful trolls banded together, there's 6 of them, each of them with their own unique personalities, have come and they're here with a message of let's do better.
You know, that you're bringing up a good point. I said there's always things to do at the garden. It's always gorgeous, even in the wintertime. But you do those things with a message. You do those things with the message of being out in nature, appreciating nature, seeing nature. And there are so many people who don't either have that opportunity or they don't take the time for it. It's really easy. You can just even go eat your lunch at the Botanic Garden and see
Absolutely.
this stuff. But, so what are the, when you say we have trolls, are they walking amongst us? I mean, is it like an invasion of the body snatchers, or how are we seeing these trolls?
Oh, we see them as visitors. So they are made of recycled wood by artist Thomas Dambo out of Denmark. He's the world's leading recycle artist. But we see him as a little bit of Geppetto, and think of the trolls as Pinocchios. They have come to life. They're here visiting. Like I said, they have their own unique personalities. We have Rosa Sunfinger, who everything she touches, it gets planted. And we have Rania Red-Eye, who's a communicator, and she's there with her troll flag with a symbol on it. And Comic-Con, the creator, who makes these wonderful, cool necklaces out of recycled materials. And these are all 12 to 15 feet tall, and there's 6 of them, and they're throughout the 96 acres. So wow. You can, you know, just take a walk around and discover them. And there are some you come around a corner and they're there, and it's just so magical to see these this folklore come to life.
So you're really going to be out in nature because you've got to walk to see them. Did Thomas Dambo come here? Have you met him?
I have not met him. He did not come here for this one, but he is.
We'll get him next time.
Absolutely.
So how did he come up with this idea?
So he has been a creator his entire life. He went to design school. He's done.
But he designs with recycled materials.
He designs, exactly. So not just he does just trolls. He has hundreds around the world. That's part of what he does. But he also has done full forests made of recycled materials and plastics and things.
That's sad that we have enough stuff to do that.
It is. But, you know, by taking that trash and making it into something beautiful, it hopefully helps it give it a new purpose and a new life, and hopes inspires other people to think about.
Not to make that much trash.
Not to make that much trash, but also think about before you put it in the trash, is there something else I can do with it? For instance, we have a bunch of programming alongside the exhibition, and a lot of it is about that sustainability or reusing materials. We're doing an upcycled planter party at the end of February, and so it is about, you know, making some beauty blooms, you know, putting them into an otherwise pot or something else that might have just gone into the trash. We're also doing, you know, all sorts of crafts that are using those recycled materials. Yeah, some scarves dyeing, and all sorts of fun stuff like that.
I want to do that. I like the fact that you're making people look at things differently, not just as the packaging of something that it once was and now it's going to be trash or something. So upcycled planters. What are some examples of an upcycled planter?
Think about maybe it's a Now I'm like
milk
totally
cartons?
blanking.
That's okay. Because you can always go to the website. You can always give them a call, and you can always go out there and see it yourself. Come on. It's like milk cartons you'd cut off and make into a...
Absolutely. I mean, you can do all sorts of things with different material.
How did you all even find out? Because Save the Humans, Trolls Save the Humans, the concept, how did you even hear about it, and what attracted you all to it?
I mean, it is right on our mission. You know, we want to connect people with nature. And this is a really good way of doing it. Exhibitions are a good way of doing it. Because not everyone's a plant person that's going to be like, I'm going to go to the Botanic Garden and stroll around and look at plants. And
I call them dirt people.
And that's fine. Like, but you don't have to be necessarily a plant person to appreciate what's happening at the garden. And so things like these seasonal exhibitions help kind of draw a broader audience and get folks maybe to be a little bit more interested. It also is great for our school programming. So we have a whole field trip that is based around the trolls and their messaging. So try to get more younger folks in so they can understand and experience something that's bigger than themselves.
You know, the school programs, COVID ended all of that for so long. So they are coming back. What class would you be taking in school that would take you on a field trip to the Botanic Garden?
All sorts. I mean, so we do anything from science and nature, botany. Right now, we're looking at expanding our programs for the older kids, the high schoolers, and so to introduce them to potential careers in horticulture or plants, or maybe one day they want to work at a botanic garden, but they don't even realize that's an option for them. So
and if you don't grow up in it, you wouldn't think of that.
You wouldn't think of it. Absolutely
you wouldn't
not.
know what areas are out there.
And it's not necessarily even you have to be a gardener to work a botanic garden, right? You don't have to be a gardener to work. I'm not a gardener. I like to garden at home, but there are all sorts of things that you can do and ways to connect with nature. And so we were trying to expose the younger folks to that.
We were talking before the show started about I just need to be outside. I am not a dirt person. I don't understand. People will say to me, oh, I just feel so alive when I'm digging in the earth. And I'm like, that's dirt. That's dirt. But I so appreciate their efforts afterwards. I appreciate the fact that someone else can see the beauty of this and translate it into something that then is beautiful for me.
Absolutely.
And the Botanic Garden is such a good way to do that. It was going strong when I moved to Memphis. Ago. How much has it improved? How big is it, first of all?
So we are 96 acres over our entire grounds, and then we have 30 specialty gardens within those 96 acres. So that includes everything from our iris garden, which is one of our very first gardens, to our Japanese garden, who has also came along, very early on.
And everybody gets married there.
Yeah,
absolutely. That was my introduction to the Botanic Garden, the wedding there.
To some of our newer spaces, and that's our newly revitalized Arboretum area, which didn't have pathways our entire history, and 70 years later, now there's pathways, and guests realize that they can walk through there and see these wonderful tree specimens.
I love that.
Yeah. And we have our brand new Youth Education and Tropical Glass House, which houses plants from 5 continents, and it's tropical. So even in February, when it's potentially really cold out, you can go in there and it's a tropical environment.
You could have butterflies in there.
Oh, I wish.
Okay, next time I want to hear about the butterflies.
I mean, we do have a pollinator garden though too, and so that focuses on plants that attracts things like butterflies.
See, and I like that because I would plant, if I knew what they were, the plants that attract butterflies, because first of all, I want to help them. Second of all, they're so gorgeous, and they're not bugs. Butterflies are not bugs.
Absolutely, and we have a number of horticulture programming too that hopes to reach folks that need a little bit help of being like, what can I plant in my yard that will attract butterflies? And so those classes and workshops are available as well.
You all work with a lot of master gardeners, right? Don't they?
We do. We have a really robust volunteer program, and we could not do it without about our volunteers. They are incredible, and especially our Master Gardener volunteers. So we do 2 plant sales a year, and those are staffed by our horticulturists, absolutely, but also these wonderful Master Gardener volunteers. So when you're shopping those seasonal plant sales, you're getting advice from gardeners who've been doing this for a very long time and can help you figure out what's going to work for you.
And here's what the great thing about Memphis's Master Gardeners. I mean, it's a program that they have to be accepted into.
Oh, absolutely.
You just can't be me. But they're passionate about it. It's not that they're paid to do this work. No. They are passionate, and they are passionate about digging in the dirt. Here again, not my understanding, but I love the results.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's that passion that drives not just our volunteers, but our staff as well. And that's why, like, we've put our heart and soul into, you know, bringing stuff like this to Memphis, bringing things like trolls to Memphis, because we really want to spread the word. We want to serve our community, and we want our community to come out and really enjoy the oasis that is there in the middle of the city. Folks don't realize it, but we are like in the middle of the city, which is unique to Botanic Gardens, a lot of our size, a lot of which are in other metropolitan areas, are a little bit farther out. They're in the suburbs a little bit more.
Oh yeah, because your land is very valuable.
And
very valuable.
And we are in the heart of the city, and so we are so close to so many people, and a lot of folks don't realize that. And I encourage everyone to come out, whether it's, like you said, take a minute and have a picnic lunch out there. Or just stroll through. If you are worried about, you know, walking 96 acres, we do weekly tram tours, and so you can hop on, hop off. There's no reservations. They're Wednesdays through Saturdays, and so
that's a great idea.
Yeah, so you can just hop on, hop off, and so you don't necessarily be like, oh, well, I'm not going to walk 96 acres. You don't have to do that. We also have, you know, besides the tram tours, we also have plenty of stuff that's near the building. You know, we have fountains, we have koi fish, we have so much good stuff.
Outdoor sculptures.
We have a 2.5 acres children's garden. So there really is something for everybody. And don't forget, you know, Live at the Garden, our concert series. So it's, you know, whether or not you're a dirt person or a plant person, right? We have something for you. Like, check our website. We have tons of programming every month to really try to reach all sorts of folks and get folks into the door and enjoy the oasis that we want to be for you.
Because there's so many different things to enjoy, and let me point out, you talked about the children's garden. Even if you don't want to walk 96 acres of these, there are kids. This is really good to get the kids outside running around and just being in the middle of a beautiful place and learning a little something on the side. Absolutely. What is the ultimate teaching goal of Trolls Save the Humans?
You know, we want to have folks live more sustainably. You know, we want folks to connect with nature. You'll understand that, you know, the world is all around them, and nature is a wonderful thing. And, you know, we are the hope that will keep the earth, you know, a wonderful place for all of us, and have natural spaces for folks to run around and skip and jump and explore, you know, all the wonderful things that come with being in a natural environment.
Man, you've got to get out and enjoy your city, and one of the best ways is the Botanic Garden, and it's so easy, and it is like right in the heart of, everybody can get to it. Buses even run by there. I mean, it's, and you have great parking.
And we've got
free parking.
It's free parking.
Awesome.
Free parking. Always.
Olivia Wall, I think you're going to come back in a few months and tell us the latest stuff. But in the meanwhile, get out and enjoy the trolls at the Memphis Botanic Garden. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
We'll be back and talking about something for kids, which is what we're all here on the earth for. Welcome back to Art Scene. You know, I'm always interested in what is going on in Memphis that you can go out and see and do and touch, and what is building Memphians, because as an adopted Memphian, I love this city. And I just found out about the Memphis Youth Arts Initiative, which I'd never heard of. I am so sorry about that. And I immediately called the head of it, Corey Travis. Welcome to the program.
Hello, hello.
Memphis Youth Arts Initiative, first of all, it's a long name.
Yes.
You know, can we come up with something snappier? What is the snappy version of Memphis Arts Youth Initiative?
A lot of people say MYAI.
Oh, I thought they said Maya.
Yeah, or
Do they?
Maya.
Okay, good. We can call it Maya.
Yeah, you can
Anyway,
do that.
what is the Youth Arts Initiative?
So this year we're gonna adopt a shorter tagline, Memphis Youth Arts. We
Oh, I love
redid,
that.
yeah.
Memphis Youth Arts.
We redid our logo and everything. But Memphis Youth Arts is definitely just a place to introduce music to students. I really birthed it out of my own adversity and challenges I had here in the city of a dream of becoming a band director. And so there's...
Why did you have adversity to becoming a band director?
I wasn't adequately prepared in high school, as I thought I was, to major in music education. And I really loved my band director. I was the teacher, the band director's teacher's pet. I was a band head. I fell in love with band. And I think sometimes when we love band so much, we want to teach it.
Well,
but we
yeah.
don't think about the pedagogy and all the other stuff we have to know, the theory deeply to be an educator in it. And so once I dove into college and did all of that.
Because there's substance behind all of the pretty music.
It's so much.
Yes.
And you think because you can just play the instrument well, you're equipped to teach it, but that's not always the case.
Okay, so I grew up in band.
Okay.
I was in band, and I loved my band director. And I was really good at sight reading. I could, but there is music theory behind it. I couldn't do that. I don't
Yeah.
I don't know how, and this is another reason you get out and enjoy these things on your own, because you find out there are brains that work differently than yours, and
Yeah.
it comes out of their brain through their fingertips or their mouths, however, the instrument is. And thank goodness it does, because I could not create that.
Yeah, it's definitely something you learn. And I wanted to teach band. I had some struggles. But long story short, I'm a band director now. Yeah.
My band director used to throw his baton at us.
Sometimes I throw water bottles, maybe. Whatever's nearby. No.
Yeah, well, I understand that. What
Yeah.
instrument did you play in high school?
So I started off on the trumpet. It was kind of hard. I liked it. My dad played the trumpet, and I didn't even know. He didn't even tell me. But I started on trumpet. It's the first thing I picked, and then I was intrigued by the drums. And plus, I was kind of a little fat boy, so it was hard to breathe and march and play and dance. So I was like, the drummers don't have to breathe. They don't have to blow into nothing. I'm gonna use my hands. So.
I'm wondering if that's. I know a lot of drummers. Now I'm wondering that's why they chose them.
Yeah, I moved to the drums. I was able to play the cymbals. I started with the cymbals. Loved playing the cymbals. Fell in love with that. I played a little bass drum here and there.
Okay. Let's clear something up. Playing cymbals, you're just clapping two pieces of metal together. How is that? And I love the cymbals, but I mean, what do you have to know to play the cymbals? Just
They're
when to
like
clap 'em?
little, but always needed. So there's a certain way to hold them, the positioning, and then you're the timekeeper. You're the tempo person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good reason.
So yeah, we hold it down for the percussion line. They can ride off of us. So clapping the cymbals, having the right choke, it's really good. And crashing, making a beautiful crash. There's a science behind it a little bit.
Making noise.
Yeah.
Okay, so you switched to percussion cymbals in college. Where'd you go to college?
I started at Miles College. It's in Fairfield, Alabama. It's right outside of Birmingham. Yep.
Cool.
Started there. I did a few years there. Did music. I did a choir. Did band for a short period of time, and I made my way back to Memphis. And I went to University of Memphis, and I have finished there.
Oh, congratulations. I
Yes.
love University of Memphis. They are turning out great. When I was in the hiring position, I used to hire a lot of U of M grads, and turning out quality people in all kinds of, walks
Every
of
area.
life. Yeah,
And the music
absolutely.
department is amazing.
Yes.
I was still lacking so much, and that's where Memphis Youth Arts came from. I lacked a lot. I kind of realized I really probably didn't know as much as some of the freshmen coming in, and I was in my third year of college, and I knew I wanted to teach, and you have to have licensure, you have to have your bachelor's degree and all of this. So I said, well, why don't I start my own nonprofit where I can teach music without having those stipulations? Because I was already volunteering in the elementary schools in the city. I started elementary drum line at Hamilton Elementary. I started drumline at Holmes Road Elementary. I had been working as like a teacher assistant, and I was volunteering my time after school to teach kids this. And so I just made this place where it could be citywide. No matter what school you went to, you can come to Memphis Youth Arts, and I can share the gifts and knowledge that I have. And I've gained some friends that also didn't have degrees or were heavily in music scene in the city. They were musicians with bands on Beale Street, all the different stuff. And we came together to teach the kids music. We started a drum line. We had flag color guard. We just added horns a couple of years ago. And so we have students that come, they play in their school bands or they don't. Our mission statement says we want to provide access to music education everywhere, even when there's ears and none. So there are a lot of schools that don't have qualified band directors, that don't have band programs, they can't find the staff, or their school doesn't even just want to invest in the program. So why can't you not have a place? Let's say you as a child, you live in this zip code, I wake up and I say, I want to play in the band, but you don't have it's not fair not to have access or opportunity to. So I thought if I start this nonprofit, it doesn't matter where you live in Memphis, it doesn't matter where you come, your child can come. We do all school age children, and I try to provide all the instruments, and you can learn how to play. Drum set, keyboard.
But do you learn the harder stuff like you weren't taught?
Yes, I try to focus on that to get them in front of that. If I can't do it, I find somebody that can. Now that I teach high school, I integrate the two, the nonprofit and my school band, to use the students for both. This year we're focusing big on workshops and pulling in some of our, some of the band directors in the city to do master classes so kids can be prepared for college or work auditions, whatever you want to get ready for.
What is your reception from the other band directors in the school system about this?
When I first started, I think it was more of like, oh, they're just a drum line and they do pretty well. And they really didn't know who I was. So maybe there was sort of a mystery about what we do and who we are, but our performances were always awesome. And so people started to reach out, and I think now that if I include them in the conversations and provide some resources with our grant funds to help their students, it can be a good thing, a good partnership, good collaboration.
I absolutely agree. You talk about, it's a misnomer to say a nonprofit because that implies there's no money involved, and there's definitely money involved.
Absolutely.
You have to have money to run it to be a nonprofit. Mm-hmm. How'd you pay for it to begin with?
I started with my, all the money, I left the school system for a minute, and all the money I had in retirement, I used it to start it.
And did people tell you you were crazy?
Yeah, my sister did.
Oh,
a couple other people. But we were working with some great kids, and we're getting excited about all the programs we have now. We pull children in to do stuff all the time. And we do stuff with adults too. We had a group of adults come in and perform. So just taking my retirement to get a facility, start buying instruments, and things just started to roll. We've gotten large gifts from churches out of town. We've been to Transformation Church, for example. It's a big church. He's a large internet pastor. He saw our work on Facebook.
That's awesome.
And I brought all expenses paid. We flew 6 kids, myself, up there. We performed. He gave us $50,000.
That's awesome. You have some pretty cool sponsors. You want to say thank you to any of them?
Oh, thank you to MMI, Memphis Music Initiative. Downtown Memphis, over on Martin Luther King Boulevard, awesome organization. They are empowering many organizations in the city. They work with youth in music, and they're awesome. And I've met some awesome other, leaders of nonprofits, other music organizations. So you can contact them if you're looking for something for your child to do. The Memphis Jazz Workshop, us, Memphis Youth Arts. You have YAG, which is the Young Actors Guild. You have, all of us are under their umbrella for, capacity building and stuff. And it's amazing to work side by side with these people.
Here's the thing, Memphis is such a music town. I mean, it's in our DNA, and even though I didn't go on to become a symphony player or anything like that, I mean, I loved being in band, and the friendships you make, the camaraderie, the chance that you get to travel, like you said, it's all part of building a person into becoming a wonderful adult.
Yes, well-rounded.
And that is our goal.
Yes.
So how can kids get involved with
It's really easy. We have a free online application. You just go to our website, you do the application, and we'll contact them, and we'll find out what they want to do. And we'll get them ingrained quickly on practicing, learning an instrument. If they already know how to play, what skills do you want to work on? What do you want to hone? And then when we have performance opportunities, we get all our kids together and we go out and perform.
Do you get kids that know absolutely nothing, never picked up an instrument, never seen a band live or something?
Absolutely.
And what do they say?
They're like, oh, I want to play this. Kind of like a kid in a candy store. And I let them kind of try out different stuff until we find their niche. And sometimes you have to force them to stay on one thing, and then they get better, and then they appreciate it.
And then we all profit from it. I mean,
Yes.
There's no nonprofit there. Corey, thank you very much. We're going to end right here with Corey Travis. Thanks so much for being here.
Absolutely.
And you brought one of your students. And we're
I
going to hear
did, I
from
did.
Christopher next, so stay tuned. Welcome back to Art Scene. As promised, I have a student from Memphis Youth Arts here, Christopher Pendergrass. Welcome to the program.
I'm glad to be here.
I'm thrilled that you're here. You're a music student. How did you get into music?
I started in middle school when I was 14 years old in the 8th grade. This majorette teacher, Carmilla Willer, she had a majorette group and she wanted to bring young drum majors in, and me and 2 others qualified to do it. We came from Raleigh Middle and we produced throughout that time going into the summer where I was introduced to NYAI, and my first performance with them was drum major marching down Arkansas, the street of Arkansas.
And I forgot, drum majors are an important part of band. You
And-
have to lead the band.
Yes.
Out there, away from the adults.
Exactly.
It's all on you.
Yes.
Did you like that?
Yes, that was my biggest goal when I first joined. I really want to be a drum major, because drum majors, I can show my skills, moves, and be a great leader for everybody.
Yeah, drum majors are very important. I'd forgotten about it. And you also have to play an instrument. You know,
Of
you don't
course,
play it while you're
yes.
out there, but you have to play it. So, Memphis Youth Arts, how did you get into it?
It all originated from when I started in the 8th grade. I never knew about band, but I've heard of them. So when she brought us along, I just went along with the gist. She knew I could dance and flip and sing, so she just brought me along. When I joined, I never expected it to be so easy. So she approached me with it, and I got the hang of it. I met Mr. Travis through Miss Willer, and long story short, we all became a group in the family, and we started one big organization.
So you're kind of a natural at it, but you still have to learn stuff, right?
Yes,
I mean, it
yes.
just, you know, you didn't invent the wheel yourself.
Exactly.
You play trombone.
Yes, ma'am.
How was that? Why did you play trombone? Because you have no notes to hit. You've got to
Exactly,
make them
yeah.
up yourself.
It's very simple. People say it's one of the easiest instruments, but it's really not.
No.
Because when you're short and you start to learn, you don't know how to buzz and all that, but it gets very easy over time.
Oh my gosh, I have to come and see you. You've got 5 seconds to tell me why somebody should join Memphis Youth Arts.
It will give you great crafting skills, and it will show you how to be a better person in the world and to pass it on.
Thank you, Christopher. Thanks for being with us at Art Scene. Get out and enjoy your town.
You're watching the Library Channel, a broadcast service of the Memphis Public Libraries and the City of Memphis.